Before I started reviewing things, I didn't actually watch a lot of movies like this because I could kind of tell what they were going to be before I saw them. Kind of goes like this: sentimentality, boom, in your face; melancholy, boom; teen angst, boom; a soft pop soundtrack that sounds like it's been lifted from Dawson's Creek, played over a good 70% of the scenes, boom.
Put the bunny back in the box.
Starring amongst others Haley Lou Richardson and Cole Sprouse, directed by Justin Baldoni, off of a screenplay by Mickey Daughtry and Tobias Laconis, great name. This is my review for 5 Feet Apart. 5 Feet Apart is the story of Stella and Will, 2 teenagers with cystic fibrosis, who begin to develop feelings for each other, but because of their condition and how susceptible they are to bacteria and illnesses, they can't go closer than 5 feet of each other. And as I kind of half joked about in the intro, this is one of those films that I knew what it was going to be before I saw it. I knew sort of the main beats that it was going to do and the kind of tone that it would have, and it didn't really do anything to surprise me. But I do want to mention the positives first, because there are some here, actually. Mainly the 2 leads. Haley Lou Richardson is great in this. She's so good. And to be fair, Cole Sprouse as well. The 2 of them make this movie seem more than it is, really. Because it is a kind of important movie, like it's raising awareness on something, and it's actually just quickly something else that it does well. It does educate on cystic fibrosis in a way that doesn't feel preachy. It's done because Stella vlogs. She vlogs about her condition, and that's kind of our in to what she goes through. She tells us the sort of things that cystic fibrosis patients have to deal with, and the kind of things that she has to deal with. These vlogs are a good way of getting to know the condition and the character. And it works well, because it could have been, as I say, it could have been preachy, but it's not. It just feels like a natural thing. Everybody vlogs these days, and I'm talking to a camera right now. Like, a lot of people do it. And it is a good way of giving us information like this. And yeah, her performance is brilliant throughout this. Genuinely really impressive. The pair of them are perfectly cast leads, I think. It still amazes me that Cole Sprouse, because I don't watch Riverdale, but seeing him now and picturing him as Ben from Friends is a bit weird. Bit odd. But the 2 of them have great chemistry. They're both very, very good actors based on what I've seen on this. I haven't seen them in any other things, but yeah, both incredibly good in this one, and they bring a lot of weight to it. And it's good they do, because the story as a whole is a little bit lightweight, considering what the subject matter is. Maybe lightweight's wrong, but it just doesn't seem to take any chances. It plays it safe a lot, which is a bit of a shame, because I was hoping that they'd be able to kind of go down some unexpected territory with this. It's kind of why I watched it. I was interested in the subject matter, but they don't really do that. There's a character in this one who I was like, that character's going to be dead by the end of the movie, and that character was dead by the end of the movie. I'm not going to say who that character is, but it stood out like a sore thumb, because it just seemed that this character was there just to fulfill that purpose. We need somebody to die of this condition, which again does make sense. Like, we do need to see sort of every aspect of it, but again, no surprises. It was clear who it was going to be, and it was. And it sums up the film as a whole for me, that anything that you think it's going to do, anytime something big happens, you can see it coming a mile off throughout. Even towards the ending, even when things ramp up, even when things are building towards their climax, there's nothing surprising. It just plays out in exactly the way you would expect it to play out. And if it wasn't for the fact that the performances are so good, if it wasn't for the fact that they were so strong, this whole movie would be forgettable. Because its script just isn't that great. It's massively over-sentimental. And it's a sentimental topic, you know, it's the kind of thing that needs some emotion behind it, but it just lacks anything extra to give it a boost. I mean, the characters themselves are fine. There's a nurse character in this one I actually really liked. She was one of my favourite things in the film, because that character was fun. But she was one of the few, really. Take Cole Sprouse's character. Like, he's just the typical person he's rebellious, he's going against the rules, but she sticks with the rules. Or they're not going to like each other, but then obviously they're going to start liking each other, and then they're going to fall. Like, it's exactly what happens. And it is difficult not to watch a film that is so predictable and so by the numbers and not think of it as a little bit lazy. I do wish there'd been more effort put into this script, and I don't mean that in a horrible way to the people that did write it. I just mean they didn't keep going back to this. They didn't take any chances with it. They just played it very, very safe, and it shows. This whole film is just a very, very safe film. And as a result, it's not that unexpected, it's not that exciting, and it's quite bland in places. And yeah, that music, I mentioned that in the intro as well, it's so intrusive. It's the sort of things like Dawson's Creek back in the day, where you'd have a scene playing and a soft ballady pop song would play over the top of it. It's exactly what we get here, continuously throughout the film. It becomes distracting. I hate it when movies do that. Just get a score, get somebody in to actually score this thing and give it memorable music itself. Don't just pick hits off the radio and just play them over the footage. especially if you're going to do it the whole way through. Every now and then it's fine, like 2 or 3 uses of a pop song I can kind of get away with, but when it's just all the time, it becomes really tiresome. We've seen this recently as well. Darkest Minds did a very similar sort of thing, and it doesn't, at least for me, make for a satisfying watch. It's just, as I say, it's very distracting. Just dial it down like a good 70%, I think this movie needs to kind of get to that acceptable level. But there are moments, there are times where this does pull at the heartstrings in a nice way. There are a few times where I was invested in the characters, and that's, I say, mainly down to the performances, but even the script. There are 2 or 3 moments throughout that are genuinely heartwarming moments. Like, they are, I don't want to say nice to see, but they're at least written and played out well enough that I can get emotionally involved in what's happening. It just doesn't come along that often. I say 2 or 3 times, I think, out of the entire movie I felt that, and given the subject matter, given the seriousness of what it is that this story's about, shouldn't just be 2 or 3 times. This whole film should be like that. And it's not, as I say, breezy and lightweight in a lot of ways where it shouldn't have been. And that's not to say that breezy and lightweight wouldn't be okay for a movie like this, but it has to be fun, breezy and lightweight. And this doesn't. It just feels kind of, I don't want to say inconsequential, but it kind of does in a way. It doesn't feel like there's any real gravity or importance to what we're seeing on the screen. And obviously there is. Like, I can see there is by what the story beats are, but I'm not getting it from the script. And it does seem that the movie is much more interested in telling the love story than it is the actual cystic fibrosis side of the story, which, again, is a shame. It's not to be unexpected, obviously. That's the route they're going to go down. I mean, the two things can go together well. Like, it's not difficult to match these two up and have a story that pays equal amount of time to both things. And this doesn't. I think if I was going to do the split, it'd be 75% love story, 25% the actual disease itself. And it's a real disappointment. It's a missed opportunity to do something, I think, important, because this movie's going to attract a certain demographic of people. It would be good to give them something maybe they weren't expecting. Yeah, have the love story, but also give everything of importance, the significance that it needs, and this movie doesn't do that on so many occasions. So overall, a real mixed bag. Some great things to like. The performances, as I say, brilliant. Love the 2 leads in this. I've said it before, I'll say it again, both do a fantastic job, but they just didn't have the material there to help elevate the movie all that much. They help, certainly, but there's only so much they can do. I'm going to give 5 Feet Apart a 5 out of 10. Coincidental. I wasn't just saying it because there's 5 in the name. Have you seen 5 Feet Apart? If so, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Do hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, such as a review for Shazam coming tomorrow. I'm seeing that in like 7.5 hours now. Really excited. So look out for a review for that too. Again, hello new subscribers, nice to have you here. You can follow me on Twitter as well, @JoeJulians, if you want to come and talk to me all things TV, film, or anything really on there. Feel free. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.